Russian Bear bombers near Alaska. U.S. Air Force intercepts Russian planes near Alaska. Experts say it is a Moscow intended to send certain signal. We are more often start seeing quid pro quo or tit for tat actions, not only between U.S. and Chinese military assets, but also American and Russian Air Force and Navy. For the last several months, Russian authorities have been complaining about increasing frequency of approaches U.S. spy planes of Orion and Poseidon, as well as strategic members B-1 and B-2 to the airspace next to Kaliningrad enclave in northeastern Europe in the Baltics and in the Black Sea, especially around the Crimea Peninsula. Now, U.S. Air Force had to intercept Russian Bear bombers next to Alaska. Experts also point to Russian nuclear submarine, surfaced close to Alaskan shores. The key question is, will increase of similar kind of actions between United States and Russian militaries lead to further escalation of hostilities between Washington and Moscow? What are the chances of accidents during these missions that might bring unprovoked counteractions? Will it be a result of human error or technical failure? It is most likely that victory of Republican Party lead by President Donald Trump or Democratic Party contender, former Vice President Joseph Biden in upcoming presidential election earlier this November will chance little or nothing in these narrative of geopolitical competition of two mighty. We highly appreciate as you sign up for our channel and put your likes. This is very helpful. We also prod you to write comments and your opinion for future videos. The last instance, 2 Russian fighter jet intercepts US B-52-H bomber over Baltic on August 28 this year. Coinciding the anniversary celebrations, the U.S. Air Force is sending 6 B-52 Stratofortress strategic bombers flew over each of NATO's 30 members on August 28, 2020 Friday, a gesture meant to signal the alliance's unity. 4 bombers, taking off from Royal Air Force Fairford Air Base in the United Kingdom, passed over NATO's European members, according to a statement by U.S. European Command in Stuttgart. 2 B-52s departing from North Dakota base flew over the United States and Canada. This single-day mission, titled Allied Sky, is intended to demonstrate NATO solidarity, enhance readiness, and provide training opportunities aimed at enhancing interoperability for all participating aircrews from the US and NATO allies, the European Command statement read. Aircraft from 20 alliance members are scheduled to provide aerial refueling and other support throughout the day, it added. Sending nuclear-capable bombers airborne amid global crises is a key tool in the Pentagon's deterrence calculus. U.S. security commitments to the NATO alliance remain ironclad, Gen. Todd Wolters, the head of European Command, was quoted as saying in the statement. Today's Bomber Task Force mission is another example of how the alliance sustains readiness, improves interoperability, and demonstrates our ability to deliver on commitments from across the Atlantic. So, Russia decided to respond. U.S. reported having intercepted 6 Russian spy planes that were close to the Alaskan coast, and spent about 5 hours. U.S. jets followed them around. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, a combined U.S. Canadian military group, said it scrambled F-22 fighter aircraft, supported by KC-135 air refuelers, on Thursday night to intercept 3 groups of Tu-142 Russian maritime patrol aircraft that had entered the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. The sets of Tu-142 planes got into the Air Defense Identification Zone, a zone off Alaska where the U.S. planes attempt to identify them. They did not at any time enter the airspace of either the US or Canada, but just sort of stayed in the Air Defense Identification Zone. NORAD wrote in a press release that the Russian aircrafts remained in international airspace and at no time entered United States or Canadian sovereign airspace. NORAD's commander Air Force General Glenn Van Herk said, "Our northern approaches have had an increase in foreign military activity as our competitors continue to expand their military presence and probe our defenses." He also further said, "This year, we've conducted more than a dozen intercepts, the most in recent years," he added. The importance of our continued efforts to project air defense operations in and through the north has never been more apparent. U.S. also claimed that on August 27 saw Russian submarine that surfaced in international waters, but nor entered U.S. territorial waters near Alaska. It is said that despite there is no sign they actually got U.S. waters, but it put U.S. forces on alert. U.S. Defense Department stated that this was unusual and potentially carrying a message. Experts believe, though this may be related to the growing number of U.S. spy planes getting chased away from the Russian coast. The Alaskan and Russian mainlands are only roughly 55 miles apart, and the two share a chain of islands known as the Aleutians, so such incidents are not unprecedented. But U.S. defenses were alerted at sea on Thursday when NORAD and the U.S. Northern Command, NORDCOM, which Van Herk also leads, spotted a Russian submarine that surfaced near Alaska. We closely track vessels of interest, including foreign military naval vessels, in our area of responsibility, NORDCOM wrote on Twitter. The current Russian maritime activity is taking place in international waters well outside the U.S. territorial sea, it added. We have not received any requests for assistance from the Russian Navy or other mariners in the area. One senior Pentagon official speaking to U.S. Newsweek edition found the event unusual and potentially carrying a message. A military submarine's purpose is to operate undetected against adversary forces, the official said. To surface in a highly populated fishing zone is either an indication of an emergency or to strategically broadcast its presence. It is highly unlikely that the Russians would risk detection unless that was their intent, the official added. The Russian military earlier announced that its navy was actively training in the Bering Sea between Russia and the United States as part of the Ocean Shield 2020 exercises. The submarine was observed on Thursday, was Anti-class nuclear-powered cruise missile submarine Omsk. The key question is, will increase of similar kind of actions between United States and Russian militaries lead to further escalation of hostilities between Washington and Moscow? What are the chances of accidents during these missions that might bring unprovoked counteractions? Will it be a result of human error or technical failure? It is most likely that victory of Republican Party lead by President Donald Trump or Democratic Party contender, former Vice President Joseph Biden in upcoming presidential election earlier this November will chance little or nothing in these narrative of geopolitical competition of two mighty powers. We highly appreciate as you sign up for our channel and put your likes. This is very helpful. Thank you for watching this video presentation.